Hey, what's going on, guys? So, hey, every day, again, I talk about my 9 to 5. Here's the outside hustles. I'm going to show y'all what we got going in this renovation. And I'll walk you through some lessons learned. And hopefully you kind of can avoid those landmines for those of y'all who are interested in doing these things. Clearly garage here, but let me point out one thing. There was not a laundry room in this house, okay? So that's another lesson learned. A lot of times, the footprint is what it is. When you're buying these houses, you already have an existing footprint, work with what you have, okay? So what I did is I literally added a laundry room right here so that you still have a 2-car garage, but you also have the opportunity to not have to go outside in the garage to be able to come in. Let me take you on in. I don't have a lot of battery, and this is not scripted. This is off the head, the heart, and the hip. And I tell y'all, a lot of times that's what it's about. Sometimes you're not gonna have perfect information. You're not gonna have the opportunities to do. You just have to perform, okay? So, come on in. Here we have, I'll show you some before pictures, but man, when I say this thing is total difference, you can even hear it in the sound of that. Okay?
Totally different, totally different.
So here's the kitchen. We wiped out the entire thing. Let me give you a great example. You might stand in here. This kitchen, and I'll put up the design of actually what essentially it could have been, but Home Depot, maybe I shouldn't name them, but a certain box store wanted 30 grand for a kitchen similar to the design that I'm gonna put on your screen. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a fraction of that. I won't even give you the context of all that, but that's where I come in terms of adding value, is you gotta understand that you can get that same look if you know what you're doing and how to actually execute, okay? We didn't skip on countertops or any of that. We had to make do with what we had.
What's that? That's not granite, is it? What is that? That's
quartz.
not quartz?
Yes.
It's quartz.
Nice quartz.
It's nice.
Went with the farmhouse sink. The other thing you're thinking is, oh, Rob, just go buy the best. That's not true. Another lesson, check your comps and know your comps, okay? You put too much money into these houses and they don't really get you an ROI, return on investment. Look that up for you newbies. Essentially you're wasting money down the drain, okay? So I have another project going right now that I would be damned if I put quartz in there, okay? They're getting the Formica countertops from the Big Box store, and that's where we're going with. Let me move into this area. So here we have, it's not much of essentially this open space. Here's the trick to that, excuse the wind. You look at these ceilings. This is how you get a space that is maybe, this room is probably about 18 by 10 room, okay? However, I say about 20 by, let's call it 20 by 15. It's not a big room. But the idea is that I took the vaulted ceilings and continued them through the kitchen, so it makes this space feel huge, okay? This is not a big room. Maybe I'll put the stats on there again. I don't script none of this stuff. Let me show you how the inside of that laundry room again before my phone dies. To give you another little secret. This used to be open, okay? This is a 3-bed, 2-bath on paper. However, came in, I said, there's no 4 beds in the house. Close this wall off, we have a room on the other side of this. Some people say, well, Rob, you're walking into, don't worry about all that. If the comps can hold it, that's how you look at it as far as evaluating these particular items. Show you a quick look at the laundry room. Here, again, we're just off the garage. Now, granted, this hasn't been painted and finished. We added a door. There was actually a door right here. I moved it, kept it as a closet. You say, well, why is this that wide? We actually have the attic space that, again, you have to understand the context of what you're doing. And let that be your compass, okay? Not just your budget, not HGTV, not all of that stuff. Make sure you know what you're doing because you will lose your ass and your money if you're not careful. Excuse my language. Let's walk back here and carry out through to the hallway area, etc. We added these lights here to give a little more room. It's hard to see in here, but I'm gonna show you anyway. The lighting may be up. So essentially, we wrapped this room up. This is probably my favorite bedroom. This used to be open. This was like a little entry room. We made that door there. And then I'm gonna wrap up with these bathrooms, guys. Because remember, the importance is not what's actually going on, but understanding how you can take existing design and make it work, okay? And last thing I'll show you, and we'll wrap up, is I had to open this bathroom up. I took some space from that room and pushed it open. I'll do that in a different video, but essentially that big shelf right here, this was planted in this wall, okay? I took that wall out so I could get my space from the bathroom. And then that gives you the illusion that this bathroom is huge, okay? You'll see that in the before and after pictures. So my point being, guys, stick with the existing footprint you have. Understand that you won't always have perfect information. You always won't have the biggest budget. Understand your comps. Understand what you're doing and what your capability of your guys are. Because if you don't have a good team around you, you're going to struggle. Let's get it.